You've got a lot of initiatives on the go as an individual, as a team, as an organisation. There's lots on at once and the pressure is building. What we need is a way to organise this work that can increase the amount of throughput of initiatives, and we also need to decrease the amount of stress around us to get to relaxed focus. I've got a methodology called the Project Factory. I'm going to share with you today one of the key aspects of it. Let's get into it. Okay, let's set it up. We've got 3 projects, blue, red and green. Each project is going to take 4 stages to deliver. All are equally as valuable, all are due at the same time. There's no tricks to this. We've just got to get these 3 projects delivered. Let's say that we can only work on 1 project at a time. Have a think now about how we would line it up. Obviously it's going to take us, if each one of these stages is a month, it's going to take us 12 months to deliver all this work. Think about how we'd organise it. If you're like most people who want to do a good job, who's aware they've got a lot of work on, and you think we've got to hit the ground running, you're probably going to intuitively organise it something like this. So what you're seeing there is we're getting started on all the projects at once. We're being busy, we're doing the best we can, and at the end of the 12 months, all the projects are finished and everyone's happy. Now, I want to give you an alternate way to organise these projects, and you probably can figure out what it is. Looks like this, where the difference is quite clear. We're going to finish blue, we're going to finish red, then we're going to finish green. What you might not be aware of is the difference that this makes. So I want you to imagine it like this. We don't get any benefits from any of the projects until they're completed. And what we're going to say is, for each period of time, let's say for each month after the project is completed, we get, say, $10,000, or if you're in client services or community, we could call it 10,000 points of community benefit. The point is, whatever the reason is we're doing the project for, we start collecting the benefit of that once the project is finished. Let's look at how much benefit it's possible for us to collect at the finish of the 12 months. If you look at the top way of working, blue finishes here. So that means that we collect the benefits for once blue's done, for that period and that period. So what this would mean is by the time we get to the end of the project, because of blue, we would have collected $20,000 or points of benefit. And if we follow the same idea, red finishes here. So by the time we get to the end of 12 months, we've already collected 10,000 benefits from blue being finished, which means that the total benefits we've collected when we come to the 12-month part, with the top way of working, we would have collected 30,000 of benefit, and then it's 30,000 per period the rest of the way. Now, applying the same logic to the bottom way of working, blue finishes here. So now we're collecting 10,000 per period. So now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's the number. Periods in which we're collecting the benefit, which is going to be 80,000. When red is finished, we get benefit for 1, 2, 3, 4. For 4 periods, which gives us 40,000, which means the total benefit we are collecting at the 12-month mark, and then it's 30,000 per month thereafter, is going to be 120,000. Now that's quite a difference to 30,000 sitting here in terms of the 2 methods. It's 4 times the amount. And now ponder this, if we add on the number of projects, if we drop in another 3, 4, 5, and probably in your organisation maybe another 20, you can see that it all piles up towards the end and we're missing out on all these periods of benefits that we could be collecting. So we have a direct, tangible effect of organising the projects in this way. We also have the emotional effect, because this way of working allows us to stay focused on what we're doing. It allows us to good old-fashioned celebrate wins, because we will get wins when we finish a project. We also don't have the case where the customer for blue project here knew the project got started here and it's now been 12 months and they're wondering where it is, because in their subconscious, surely it shouldn't take that long. So this way of working means we are not getting phone calls coming in from blue or from red wondering where their project is. The end result of that is a lot less stressed way of working, which I like to call working in a way that's relaxed focus. And another thing to consider is that this top way of working is in fact a fantasy. The effort to go from blue to red, then to green, then back to blue. Each time you do a switch, it takes a cost. Some research suggests it could be 20 minutes if you get an interruption before you can fully engage in what you are doing.
How much money the West Island SPCA says they need to...
If you think of a bigger thing like construction, we're literally talking about moving the equipment from one to the other and all the associated little things that go wrong when you try to do that. So in reality, this gap between each one of these stages in the top way of working is actually longer. These would be more sequential. There might be a gap here, but that same gap appears in every change across here. So this green thing here would actually be over here. And there's one other crucial part which is easily missed, which is, even though I just went through how the top line is actually a fantasy, it would really finish over there. If somehow the switching costs were the same, have you noticed that green finishes in exactly the same spot in both ways of working? In other words, not getting started on green does not make green finish any later. And that is important to keep in mind, just as much as the fact that we start getting the benefits from blue and the customers are happy earlier on. This is a key element of the project factory. The real world's never this clean. The real world is messy, but adopting this as a principle can be a key to relieving the stress for an organization, for a whole team, and most importantly, for yourself. I'll see you next time. Hey, there's another 3 or 4 minutes to this video where I'll go through the practicalities in terms of what happens when you put this stuff into action. Would have made this video too long, so I'm doing it as a part 2, which you'll see in the next video. As always, thanks for watching.
Haven't you noticed the day? Somehow